Hey everyone. Okay, so this is video number 2 in my trashy, scrappy junk journal. And here I'm just putting or folding the rest of the papers here like you saw at the end of the last video. So I'm just getting those finished up, and then we'll move on to putting the signatures, getting the signatures together, kind of sorting through the pages. And then in video 3, we will put the whole thing together, and I cannot wait to show you guys. I absolutely love how it turned out. All right, so now I'm going to do another count here. All right, so I've got about 52, I think is where I'm at. Counting this one as 3. So now I'm just going to sort through, and I'm going to decide which ones I want. I know for sure that I want, and then I'll be back. So I'm going to sort those real quick. Okay, so I didn't end up taking a lot out, which that's okay. You can always take out, put back in, whatever you want to do. So how I do it is I start with the center. So I know I've got this one that I want to be a center. Right now I'm going to go with 4 signatures, I think is where we're going to be. This one. I want this to be the center so that you can open it up and read it. Okay, let's do that one. Okay, so I've got my 4 centers here, and I'm just gonna start with that. So I'm gonna put the other ones aside here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just start with this Kleenex box here. And then you're just gonna start adding papers. It's gonna get messy because you're gonna have papers everywhere, but hang in there because it's totally worth it. And you just start somewhere. It's gonna change, trust me, as you go. And you're gonna end up switching things around, but just start putting them together. Okay, so now I have my 4 signatures here. I do have enough for another one, but I honestly don't think that I want more than 4 signatures in here, because so how I test it is I'll just set them in there, and then I'll just kind of look at the spine and how they line up, and I think 4 is a good number because I'm gonna add to it, and I don't want it to be super like gator mouth, right out of the bat. I am gonna add this. So I have 10 pages per signature. I think I'm gonna add this one in there somewhere, and then these pages I will set aside for later use. All right, now I do have a couple things that I need to put together. I need to hook these together. I'll just do one signature at a time here. And I think what I'm gonna do to hook them together, I'm trying to think how I want. I think I want it to be like this, so that the front, you're gonna open it like that, and then the back there. So how I'm gonna put these together is I'm gonna just use some fabric. And I have this bin here that I have a bunch of fabric scraps. I want something that is sturdy, but will still allow me, you know, still, you know, not super thick where I can't get my needle through it. And I think I'm gonna use this denim right here. Because it is, I think it's gonna be perfect, so. All right, just gonna clean this up a little bit here. Okay, so we have that hooked together there. Now, I wanted this side to be shorter than this side because obviously this is the envelope and I want to be able to see what we have inside of there. But yeah, so there you go. I'm gonna go ahead and add this to one of, and you can see the washi on the inside here, but you're not gonna see that when the signature gets sewn in, obviously, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I think I'm just gonna pop it right in here. And I have, let's see, I know this sheet's gonna need torn down because it is too tall for the journal. So I'm just gonna tear, we're just gonna do some freehand tearing here. Okay, like that. I'm gonna pop him back in there. And then I need to attach these two things here. Okay, so we're gonna do that real quick. Okay, so now that one is done. Now I was thinking as I was kind of gluing this down here, get all my little scraps cleaned up. I was thinking, you know, if you don't want to use fabric, maybe you don't have fabric, you can use paper. You can totally use paper. I kind of like the added stuff sticking to me. I like the added, I don't know, whatever, of the fabric. So, but that's just me. If you're going to use paper, I would use a thicker book page type of, not cardstock. You don't want cardstock, that's going to be too thick. But you know, like a heavier weight paper. So, all right, let's get our signature put back together here. All right, so let's set that aside. Let's grab our next one here. Okay, so there you go. Got that one hooked together. Okay. And I can remember where I had this one in my signature. Now let's make sure that these are not too tall, and they're not, so that's perfect. Okay, put this one here, and I don't remember if I had anything I needed to attach on this one. Nope. All right, this one I think is gonna have to be, yep, I'm gonna tear down this one a little bit. You can just kind of see it's a little bit too tall. Okay, so I've got that one. Now, I have this on the front, but I'm a little bit concerned about the thickness of it, and I think I want to attach a book page or something to the back of that because since it is the front of a signature. So I'm going to go back in here to the pages that I had torn, and I don't necessarily need it to be, you know, like the perfect height or anything. I'm just kind of looking to see here what I want to do. And I think I'm gonna do this, yeah, like that, and then that'll be perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and mark it with where I need it to be. Then I'm gonna attach it, and then I'm gonna tear them down together so that I get the edges. Actually, I think I'm gonna glue it down first. I'm gonna glue it down first and then come back in and tear the edges down. Oh, wrong way. Oh, darn it, I did the wrong one again. Folded it on the wrong side. Oh, goodness. There we go. All right, so now that'll just kind of give it a little bit more heft. I think that should be good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, I think I'm gonna add to this here. I think that'll be pretty there with the orange like that. Let me open it. And then I want to, and see, here's where I end up with more than 10 always. So when I say 10, I really mean however many you, however many you want. But a good rule of thumb is 10. But you can, a lot of these pages are really thin, so having more than 10 isn't really a big deal. It's just a good place to start is, 9 or 10, knowing that you're probably going to add more later. So I think that one's good. This one here, I don't think there was anything I needed to hook with this one, or that I needed to adhere together. Okay, I definitely don't want to add to that because that's the one with the Kleenex box. All right, I think we're good. Finally. So now we're going to gather these up here, and I think I'm going to do this for the first. This will be the first signature in the book itself. And then it doesn't really matter how you line it up. Just it's whatever you want. Just kind of looking through here. And then you want to, of course, make sure that they're all upright and even. So I'm going to put this in the book here, or in the cover. Now, this one is too wide, so I want to go in and trim that up. Now, it has a story on it, right? So I want to try to keep as much of the words as I can. So we might have to do a little finagling here. That's my center. Okay. I think it's still going to be too wide. Oh, no, it's perfect. Yeah, there's a little overhang on this one. I think I might trim that one down, but yeah, it's perfect. Yay. All right, I'm glad I checked that before I started trimming things down. Then I always save everything that I tear off of things, I save. So let's put this one. Yeah, I'm gonna put that one on the outside. Just gonna give this a little bit of stability. This is gonna need, got this one all messed up here. There we go. Okay, and then that will allow me to hook something onto that if I want to down the road, if I want to decorate that. Okay, so let's grab our signatures. I don't think anything else should be trimmed down, I think. Oh, our magazine page needs trimmed down just a skosh more. All right, let's get that one put back on. I got since the glue stick is still wet, it kind of got crazy down here, but that's good. All right, see how we're looking. So we have right in the middle, yep. So you can see 4 signatures fits really well in there. I don't think I would want to do 5, so I think that would just be too much. Okay, so I know this one is my tallest, so that one's going to be fine. With these, the rest of them, so you can kind of see as I was showing you the top down view, you can see kind of how uneven they are. So as you're going through and putting them together, you just want to kind of maneuver the pages around until it gets to the way that you want it to be. You can kind of see the bottom here where everything is kind of lined up. That's kind of what you're going for, but with a journal like this where you have all different heights and things of papers, it's going to vary. So you just kind of get it to where you like how it looks. And then what I use a variety of clips. I have these little these clips here, and then I have like some like this, and then you'll just clip them together. So I think this one is pretty much how we want it as far as placement of the paper. So you know, this is your height, so you're going to want to kind of be in the middle of that as much as possible. And I'm not lining these up to the middle, right? As long as they are inside, yeah, you don't want it to be too far up here, right? Because then this is going to stick up. So you just want the papers to be relatively lined up, but however you want it. Okay, so now I've got my signatures together. So the next thing we want to do is to make our spine that we're going to attach the signatures to. Now, sorry, I'm going to clean off my desk here a little bit. Hold on. All right. Okay. Like I said before, if you just want to sew them directly to the cover, feel free to do that. I'm adding another layer just for the security of it. So I'm going to glue, after I finish it, after I sew the signatures to this, I'm going to be gluing this down to the cover. So I want to sew the signatures onto this side of the page, or the paper, cardboard. Goodness, can't find my words. Now, this part can be a little bit tricky, okay? Because and I've seen people do like templates, but with these kind of journals where they're not all the same size every single time you make them, your template is going to change depending on the size of your cover, right? So I just make the spine template thing as I make the journals, because then they're personalized to the journal itself. So with these, okay, and then I'm grabbing my bookbinding tools. I just have this book here that I use. I just kind of keep some templates that I've used in the past, because you never know. All right, oh, which reminds me, I need to make our template. I want it to be relatively firm. So I'm gonna use one of these book pages, but I don't want it to be super thick that I can't, sew through it. Okay, so you can see how it's a little bit shorter, but that's okay, because all we need is for it to go in the inside of these signatures, okay? All right, get my tools out here. And this is a bookbinding tool set that I got from Amazon. I have it linked in my Amazon favorites list, which is down in the description box. It comes with everything that you need. Very handy. It came with this thread here. It's a waxed linen thread. It is very, very waxy. I got this one separately. I think I have this one linked as well. It's smaller and not quite as waxy. And now that I'm looking at it, I think I may want to use this one because it's a little bit wider, and I don't want, yeah, I think I'm going to use that one. Anyway, this one is really nice too. And if you want more of a white color, this is great. Okay, so this is going to be our little template thing here. And I just three of our holes. and then use the awl. Okay, so now we've got a little template here, and I'm doing a basic 3-hole pamphlet stitch. Now what I'm gonna do is link a video by Linda Israel. She does a ton of tutorials, and she is so amazing at explaining everything. When I have tried to do bookbinding on camera, I get nervous. It ends up a hot mess. So I'm gonna link her video below in the description box if you want to learn how to do this. She's really great at explaining it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my signatures sewn, and then I will be right back.